excited to be here with you here in Paris. We, as the Marvel Global Portfolio, are there any Marvel fans out here that want to talk about Marvel today? Anyone excited about Endgame like the rest of us are? I'm going to tell you everything that happens tonight. But hopefully everybody has been enjoying the season of superheroes, and it's really amazing to see these extraordinary characters here in Paris for all of us. But this is just the beginning of what we're going to be doing with Marvel in the parks.
So I know there's a lot of tiny little words on this chart, but it's just meant to show you that our Marvel presence at our parks around the world, it's really prevalent everywhere. So from Disneyland in California, we transformed Tower of Terror to Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout, which has been a huge success, one of the most highly rated attractions now at the Disneyland Resort. We've got characters at Walt Disney World. We have characters on our ships in Marvel Day at Sea. Obviously in Paris, we have our incredible season of superheroes. And then in Hong Kong, we started with the Iron Man experience as our first attraction. And just a couple weeks ago, we opened the Ant-Man and the Wasp Nano Battle attraction, which has already been a huge hit there. So we've got Marvel coming everywhere around the world. And so we like to think of it in two ways. We really approach our Marvel experiences either in a celebratory fashion, like what you're seeing today at the Studios Park, where we are really celebrating the characters. We celebrate it through sneak peeks and film trailers, through our food, through our merchandise. Even in this image, you've got Mickey and Minnie dressed up in their favorite characters. So this is one way that we portray our Marvel stories. But we also do it, we've started to do it now, in an immersive experience. So this is when you really enter our attractions and you start to be really enveloped in those stories, in the environments. So you're seeing that with the Stark Expo, in Iron Man, Guardians of the Galaxy, as I mentioned, California, and there's a hint of what's coming next. And obviously that will be coming here as well. But Scott, tell us a little bit about how we think about it.
As we dig into all of these attraction development, land development, we have these guiding principles that kind of are our North Star for how we're going to represent Marvel. Because for the first time, we as guests are included into the storytelling. But this is happening real and in our world. This is happening here and now in the land. And what we look at when we look at these guiding principles is what role are we going to play alongside these characters? We've never had a role in the comics or the film. So for the first time, we're looking at these stories in all new ways, and we'll show you those as we go forward. But also we need to make sure that this needs to work for all of our guests, whether you know every character, all 8,000 of them, or this is your first Marvel experience. And we want to make sure we have that humor and levity that we see in all of the films and know to love about these characters that are so relatable. And we get a lot of questions about, well, is it going to be like the comics or is it going to be like the films? We're inspired by all of that. The look and feel of the films is extraordinary. We want to lean into that. But the depth of storytelling that we see in the comics is inspiring us every day. Today we have 3 amazing attractions that put you in the middle of the action, and especially in Hong Kong with the Iron Man experience, puts you right in the story in Hong Kong, where there's a threat to Hong Kong Bay, and you and Iron Man get to kind of save the day and save the city. But of course, also in Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout. And this has been an extraordinary transformation of the Tower of Terror in Anaheim, but to include not only the Guardians of the Galaxy and Tavon and us having a role alongside these characters is just a really fun ride. But what John and I were just in Hong Kong last week to open was Ant-Man and the Wasp Nano Battle. And we wanted to show you a little video of that celebration and that opening ceremony.
Being here, that Ant-Man and the Wasp Nano Battle, it's amazing. It's a dream come true. And you know what I love to do? I love all the movies interconnect. These 2 rides interconnect. I love it. It's
the first time I think I've ever ridden any kind of ride where there's a symbiosis, they're connected. You know, the stories work together. So that was very exciting. When you hit a target, you can hit it multiple times. So for the first part of the ride, I shot one, and then I moved to try and shoot another one, and I realized that's a terrible strategy. You get it, lock on, keep shooting. And that would be my tip.
It's good. I'm sweating.
Killed me. It's amazing. I want to do it again.
玩一次唔夠，我覺得需要玩多幾次。
有一下咧要縮細咗個人咧，我覺得嗰下係幾真嘅，嗰下我都有啲勁地變翻大嘅。
大家其實隱藏好多嘢㗎，即係例如話香港嘅地道嘢食喺入邊啊，仲有啲tricky位嘅。
頭先咧好似咁多咧，佢同 Benjamin 咧一齊作戰咁我覺得都幾開心嘅。最重要咧，同我身邊一齊作戰係我自己嘅仔，咁所以我哋兩個一齊鬥分數，所以之後咧我贏10000分。
You become a part of the movie. I mean, the movie's great. You sit there and watch it, but this thing, you're there and you become a part of the adventure.
It was very exciting and fun.
掛住睇呢啲畫面啊，所以我就低分咗，因為我係咁睇嘅啲人呢同我睇法都係跑嚟跑去啊，啲畫面就幾得意啊。
Go all in. Join us.
And Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Nano battle.
Join us at Ant-Man and the Wasp Nano Battle.
It was pretty hard to get Paul Rudd off of that ride. He just kept going back and back and back. Real fun time. But what's next?
I think there's a place near here that's going to have a little extra marvel in our future. So obviously we're thinking big when we're thinking Paris. But for us, it really starts, as you know, with every attraction, with everything we do here, really with a story and a backstory. And for us, the core of that is Tony Stark's father, Howard, whom you may all know. So back in the 50s, he had a secret facility here in Paris. And it's been dormant for a while. But Tony Stark has decided to renovate, fix it up, and turn it into something really, really great. So he wanted to create this new place, this campus, to invite people in, to invite you in, to be the heroes of tomorrow.
So exactly, and what's great about that is this is for the first time we have not seen a headquarters or a base or any of these Avengers facilities open to us for the first time until now. So when we look at this brand new campus that's going to be kind of the European base for operation, it is finally open because through the events that we've seen unfold, especially as we're going to see in a couple weeks, the world needs more heroes, and that's why this is being built. So as we look at this, and you may have noticed a couple of symbols, a couple of Easter eggs hidden within this, but one of the symbols I want to talk about is the Worldwide Engineering Brigade. This is an organization that we've invented to expand the story universe of Marvel. And what's great about this is an organization that's based on all these young geniuses that are inventing the technology of tomorrow. That's something that we can relate to, we can join, we can become a member of. There's also a very critical member, Peter Parker, that happens to be part of that. This is working. So we get wrapped up in a Peter Parker story, which of course leads us to a Spider-Man story. But I do want to point out one thing on this logo. So we released this just a couple of weeks ago, maybe 2-3 weeks ago. The very next day, I saw a picture of someone in Paris that had printed that out from the blog on a shirt. Is that person here today? Is that person going to admit?
Fessa, it's you.
You can come talk to me afterwards. 'Cause
Nice job. We want to know where we can get the t-shirt.
I will tell you that our graphics team, our design team, that came right to our offices the next day. Everybody was super motivated by that. So thank you for that and recognizing that. This is awesome. We are leaning into web all around the world. And as part of that adventure that we're going to go on, and like I said, we're going to see Spider-Man there. We work directly with Ryan Meinerding, who's the head of visual development for Marvel Studios, to develop a brand new suit. This is a suit that is exclusive to parks and resorts. This is also something that debuted here first in Paris. So when you're at the Season of Superheroes, that is the brand new suit that has been designed by Marvel Studios. And there's so many more details that I want to tell you about this land, but you're going to have to wait, and be looking for more details because they are going to be unfolding from here on out until opening. But one thing I do want to talk about next, and invite Caroline May to join with me on discussing that, is the transformation of Hotel New York into Disney's Hotel New York, the Art of Marvel.
So as many of you know, the Hotel New York is an existing hotel that opened exactly 27 years ago. So we're so excited to be here with you tonight on this anniversary. As of January of this year, this hotel is currently under construction to reopen in summer of 2020. It will undergo a complete interior rehab. This hotel will evoke the contemporary